Most people assume vegetables need a blazing backyard, 6 to 8 hours of direct sun, and a growing setup that feels more like a greenhouse than a home. That assumption stops a lot of people before they even begin. They live in apartments. Their windows face the wrong direction. Their balcony is shaded. Their kitchen gets light, but not enough to grow sun-hungry tomatoes and peppers. So they conclude that growing food indoors just isn't realistic. But that isn't the full story. While no vegetable truly thrives in complete darkness, some crops handle low light far better than others. And if you pair a dim room with a bright window or even a simple grow light, certain vegetables can do surprisingly well. The trick isn't forcing full sun crops into a bad environment. It's choosing plants that naturally tolerate less light. Today, we're counting down the best shade-tolerant vegetables for dark rooms. These are the crops most likely to reward you when your growing conditions are less than perfect. And stay until the end, because the #1 pick on this list can go from seed to harvest shockingly fast, while asking for far less light than most people expect. Let's get started. At number 15, we have radishes. Most people think of radishes as a garden crop for sunny raised beds, but they're far more flexible than that. If your room gets limited light, radishes still have one major advantage. They're quick. That matters more than most people realize. A slow crop sitting in low light for months has more time to struggle. A fast crop can slip in, grow, and finish before poor conditions become a major problem. Radishes also tolerate partial shade better than a lot of fruiting vegetables, especially when you're growing them for smaller roots or even for their greens. And if the bulbs don't size up perfectly in low light, the leaves are still edible. That's a huge advantage indoors. You aren't betting everything on one perfect result. You're growing a crop that can still give something useful, even when the room isn't ideal. At number 14, we have beets. Beets are one of those vegetables that quietly do more than people give them credit for. In brighter gardens, they're grown mainly for their roots. In lower light spaces, they become a two-part crop. You can still hope for roots, but you also get tender beet greens along the way. That flexibility is exactly what makes them valuable in darker rooms. They don't have to perform perfectly to be worth growing. Even when low light slows root development, the leaves can still earn their place in soups, sautés, and salads. And because beets are more shade-tolerant than many flashy summer vegetables, they're a smarter choice for people working with compromised indoor conditions. If your room isn't bright enough for dramatic harvests, beets still give you multiple ways to succeed. That's the kind of vegetable darkroom growers should pay attention to. At number 13, we have turnips. Turnips rarely get treated like stars, but low-light growers should take them seriously. Like beets, they offer value above and below the soil. The roots matter, of course, but the greens are often the hidden advantage. In a darker room, that matters a lot. You want vegetables that remain useful even if growth slows down. Turnips do exactly that. They're also part of that reliable, cool season group that doesn't demand intense summer-style sunlight to keep moving forward. That makes them a much smarter choice than crops people usually dream about first. If you try to grow peppers in a dim room, you'll probably end up frustrated. If you grow turnips, your expectations are more realistic, and realistic crops are the ones that actually get harvested. Sometimes the smartest indoor vegetable isn't the most exciting one at the seed rack. It's the one that understands your limitations and still produces anyway. At number 12, we have cabbage. This may surprise some people, because cabbage looks like a crop that should need ideal outdoor conditions. But compared with fruiting vegetables, cabbage is much more tolerant of reduced sunlight. That's because you're harvesting the plant itself, not asking it to power flowers, pollination, and fruit production. In lower light, that difference becomes huge. Cabbage is still not a true dark corner miracle crop, but for a room with moderate light or a setup supported by a grow light, it can make a lot of sense. And there's another benefit. Cabbage tends to feel substantial. You're not just snipping a few leaves here and there. You're building towards something solid. For growers who want their indoor space to produce real food rather than just decorative greens, cabbage feels more serious. It asks for patience, yes, but not the kind of perfect sunshine that so many summer crops require. At number 11, we have broccoli. This is another vegetable people often underestimate when it comes to partial shade. No, broccoli is not a crop for a windowless closet, but in a darker room with some dependable light, especially supplemental light, it can be a far better candidate than tomatoes, cucumbers, or eggplant. What makes broccoli interesting is that it belongs to that same cool season category that handles gentler light better than heat-loving plants do. And even if the main head isn't massive, the plant can still be worth growing for smaller harvests and side shoots. That gives it more resilience than many people expect. Low-light growing is not about chasing perfection. It's about choosing crops that can still reward you even when conditions are only decent instead of ideal. Broccoli fits that mindset better than a lot of people realize, especially for growers willing to manage expectations and harvest smaller but meaningful results. At number 10, we have bok choy. If dark rooms had a group of vegetables specially built for them, bok choy would absolutely make the team. It's fast, compact, and far less demanding than crops grown for fruit. That alone makes it useful. But what really makes bok choy stand out is how well it fits indoor life. It doesn't need a huge container, it doesn't sprawl all over the place, and it gives you a clean, crisp harvest that feels much bigger than the space it occupies. In lower light, that kind of efficiency matters. Every pot has to earn its keep. Bok choy usually does. It's also one of those vegetables that feels satisfying, whether you harvest it small or let it size up a bit more. Baby bok choy is excellent. Full heads are excellent. That flexibility makes it a forgiving crop for growers still figuring out how much light their room really provides. At number 9, we have mustard greens. Some vegetables tolerate less light. Mustard greens seem to make peace with it. They grow quickly, they bring strong flavor, and they don't require the dramatic conditions that full sun crops insist on. That's a big reason they belong on this list. A dark room gardener doesn't just need survival, they need visible progress. Mustard greens provide that. The leaves come on fast enough to keep you engaged, and their bold taste means a little harvest goes a long way in the kitchen. You don't need an overflowing basket to feel like the plant was worthwhile. Another advantage is that mustard greens are leafy by nature, and leafy crops generally cope with shade better than vegetables that must flower and set fruit. That basic rule can save growers a lot of disappointment. When in doubt, lean leafy. Mustard greens are one of the clearest examples of why that strategy works. At number 8, we have arugula. If you want a crop that feels almost custom-made for low-light experiments, arugula is a strong contender. It matures quickly, it doesn't ask for huge amounts of space, and it gives that immediate sense of reward that keeps people motivated. That's more important than it sounds. One reason indoor growers quit is because too many crops take too long before showing any real payoff. Arugula changes that. The leaves come fast, the flavor is unmistakable, and repeated sowings can keep the harvests coming. It's also one of those vegetables that still feels premium when grown at home. A handful of fresh arugula instantly makes meals feel better. Sandwiches, salads, pizza, pasta, eggs. It upgrades almost everything. Darkroom growers need crops that feel worth the trouble even in small amounts, and arugula absolutely does. It doesn't need to be enormous to feel successful. At number 7, we have Swiss chard. Few vegetables make low-light growing feel as generous as Swiss chard. This plant understands how to keep giving. You harvest outer leaves, the center keeps pushing new ones, and before long the plant feels less like a one-time crop and more like a steady arrangement you happen to be eating. That's exactly the kind of rhythm indoor growers need. Instead of restarting constantly, you can keep harvesting from the same plant over time. Chard also has something many indoor vegetables lack: presence. The stems are colorful, the leaves are large, and the whole plant looks productive even before the harvest begins. That matters in darker rooms where growers can start doubting whether anything is really happening. Swiss chard makes progress visible. And because it's another leafy crop that handles partial shade better than fruiting vegetables, it gives growers a far better chance of success where sunlight is limited. At number 6, we have kale. Kale has built a reputation for toughness, and in low-light situations, That reputation matters. Dark rooms punish fragile crops quickly. Kale is not fragile. It may slow down in weaker light, but it usually doesn't collapse the way more demanding vegetables do. That's a major difference. Indoor growers working with imperfect conditions need vegetables that don't behave like divas. Kale tends to be steady. Harvest the older leaves, leave the center alone, and new growth keeps coming. That cut and come again habit is gold indoors because it stretches your effort much further. You don't need a huge planting to keep getting food from it. Another advantage is that kale still feels substantial on the plate. This isn't a garnish crop, it's a real ingredient. Soups, chips, sautés, smoothies, grain bowls. If your room can't support full-sun dream crops, kale is one of the better reminders that you can still grow something useful, nutritious, and dependable. At number 5, we have collard greens. Collards are one of the most underrated indoor choices for low-light growers. They don't always get the spotlight, but they bring exactly the kind of reliability darker spaces demand. Like kale, collards are harvested leaf by leaf, which means the plant can keep producing instead of ending after one big harvest. That alone makes them practical. But collards also bring a kind of durability that matters when conditions aren't perfect. If the light is limited, if growth is slower than expected, if the room isn't ideal every single day, collards are still more likely to hang in there than many crops people try first. And because the leaves are large, each harvest feels meaningful. A few leaves actually look like dinner, not just decoration. Low-light growing should be built around vegetables that return real value from modest conditions. Collards do that quietly, and they do it well. At number 4, we have carrots. Now this one comes with an important reality check. Carrots in a dark room aren't going to behave like carrots in perfect outdoor sun. But with several hours of light, especially if that light is consistent, they can still be worth trying. Why? Because carrots are among the root crops that tolerate partial shade better than most fruiting vegetables tolerate it. And once again, the greens add insurance. Even if the roots don't become huge, the plant isn't automatically a failure. Indoor growers often do better when they stop thinking in all-or-nothing terms. A smaller carrot is still a carrot. A thin carrot top is still edible. A crop that gives something under less than perfect light is better than a crop that gives nothing at all. Carrots also offer something a lot of leafy greens don't: variety in what you're growing. That matters when you're trying to build an indoor food system that feels more complete, not just greener. At number 3, we have spinach. This is where the list starts getting very serious. Spinach is one of the classic low-light favorites for a reason. It handles partial shade well, it grows relatively quickly, and it actually benefits from avoiding the harsh heat and intense sun that make it bolt outdoors. For darkroom growers, that's excellent news. The very condition that ruins spinach in some gardens can make it easier indoors, provided there's still enough usable light. Spinach also delivers on convenience. Harvest baby leaves early or wait for a larger crop. Either way, it fits into real meals almost immediately. And because it feels familiar, growers are more likely to keep using it. That's important. A successful indoor vegetable isn't just one that grows. It's one that gets eaten. Spinach checks both boxes. It has that rare combination of practicality, shade tolerance, and everyday usefulness that makes it one of the smartest crops for a dim space. At number 2, we have leaf lettuce. If someone told me they had one dim room, one shelf, one decent light source, and they wanted the highest chance of getting edible results, leaf lettuce would be one of the first vegetables I'd mention. It's hard to overstate how well lettuce fits low-light growing compared with full-sun crops. You're not waiting for flowers. You're not waiting for fruit. You're not asking the plant to perform some complicated final act. You are growing leaves, and lettuce is very good at making leaves. That's why it works so well indoors, in containers, and in hydroponic systems. It's also one of the most forgiving harvest styles there is. Take a few leaves now, more later, and keep the plant going. That creates constant reward, which is exactly what darkroom growers need. When the environment already feels limiting, the best crops are the ones that say yes as often as possible. Leaf lettuce says yes a lot. And finally, at number 1, we have microgreens and baby greens. If the goal is growing food in the darkest, most challenging rooms possible, this is the smartest place to start. Here's why. Most vegetables ask you to commit to a long process. Microgreens don't. They move fast, really fast. In many cases, you're harvesting in days, not months. That changes everything. Low-light rooms are unforgiving over long timelines, but short-cycle crops can succeed before those limitations become overwhelming. They're also among the most practical options for indoor growers because they need very little space. A tray on a shelf can produce a surprising amount of fresh food. And because you're harvesting seedlings while they're young, the light demand is lower than it would be if you were trying to grow the same plants all the way to maturity. That's a huge advantage. Radish microgreens, kale microgreens, mustard microgreens, broccoli microgreens, sunflower shoots. The variety is incredible, the harvest is quick, and the sense of success comes almost immediately. For dark rooms, nothing beats a crop that delivers fast, fits small spaces, and works with limited light instead of fighting against it. The truth is that growing vegetables in dark rooms is not about pretending sunlight doesn't matter. It does. No edible crop is going to perform well in true darkness. But that's exactly why choosing the right vegetables matters so much. When you stop trying to force tomatoes to behave like lettuce, everything gets easier. Leafy greens, baby greens, and shade-tolerant root crops give you a completely different experience. They lower the barrier, they reduce the frustration, and they prove that indoor growing doesn't have to be reserved for people with giant south-facing windows and perfect setups. Start with one tray, one pot, or one shelf. Learn how the light behaves in your space. Add a simple grow light if you need to. Because successful indoor gardening is rarely about having ideal conditions from day one. It's about picking crops that cooperate with the conditions you already have. And once you realize how much food can come from one dim corner of your home, you'll never look at a dark room quite the same way again.